I'm here to talk to you today about why the company is wrong when they tell owner-operators that they can't get workers' compensation benefits after a work-related accident. It's important information for owner-operators to know because it lets you keep food on the table and get access to quality medical care after a work-related accident. We know what happens after an owner-operator gets hurt on the job. They report the accident to the company, and the company tells them, hey, you can't get workers' comp benefits, you're an independent contractor, you're on your own. And the fact of the matter is that's just not true. Now, if you can help out somebody else who might need this kind of information, please hit the like button, hit the share button, because this is important information. Truck driving is a tough gig. You're putting in long hours. It's a physical job. You're far from home. As an owner-operator, you're kind of on your own. And what happens when you get hurt on the job, you report it into the company, and the company says, we aren't responsible, you're an independent contractor, and we aren't paying any workers' compensation benefits. And there's a certain logic to that. And unfortunately, a lot of truck drivers take that at face value. They signed an independent contractor agreement, and only people who are employees can get workers' compensation benefits. People who are independent contractors really aren't supposed to be getting workers' comp benefits. The thing is that when the company tells you that that's the case, it's just not true. And there's actually a case from the Illinois Supreme Court called Roberson, which says that that's the case. Now, what happened in Roberson was very typical of what happens in a lot of work-related accidents involving people who are owner-operators. So the gentleman who's owner-operator, he's pulling a tarp, he wrecks his back. He hurts his back, and he applies for workers' compensation benefits, and the company says, nope, you're not an employee, you're an independent contractor, you're not entitled to the workers' compensation benefits. So he hires a lawyer, the lawyer goes ahead and pursues the case for him, and ultimately the case ends up in front of the Illinois Supreme Court. The Illinois Supreme Court took a look at the facts of the case and said, hey, whether or not somebody is an employee for workers' compensation purposes doesn't fall on whether or not there's an independent contractor agreement. What counts is the amount of control that an employer has over the actual work activities of the person who's claiming to be an employee. The fact of the matter is that with trucking companies, they have to, because of motor carrier safety regulations, actually exercise a lot of control over the things that truck drivers do day to day. The things that are involved in your pre-trip inspection, the logbooks that you have to keep. Those are all things that the company is responsible for making sure is done, and that's how the control is ultimately established. Mr. Roberson did a smart thing, and he got a lawyer who understood these concepts and put on a good case. He put a good case on at the trial level, and that's important because what the Illinois Supreme Court said was that the question of control is an issue of fact, and it all depends on what's decided at the trial level as to whether or not you're an employee and whether or not you can get these benefits. If you don't put on the right kind of case at the trial level and they find that you're not an employee, then you don't get the benefits. So having the right lawyer is an important issue for it. There's really three takeaways from this. First one is that when the company says you can't get benefits, they're wrong. This case from the Illinois Supreme Court that says so. But the second thing is that the question of control is an important one. The fact of the matter is that day to day, even if you're an owner-operator, the company that you work for has a lot of control over the work that you do. They set the routes, all of the things that you're required to under the federal motor carrier safety regs. They're responsible for making sure are being done day to day, and that gets down to the nitty gritty of what a truck driver does day to day. The inspection of the brakes, that has to be done. It has to be documented. These are the kinds of nuts and bolts things that are right at the heart of what a truck driver does day to day. Plus, the work that you do as a truck driver is the basic essence of what a trucking company does. It's right at the heart of their business, and that's something that's important to establish as well. All of these things are factual issues, and those facts have to be presented in the right kind of way, which brings you to the third important point, which is you need to get the right lawyer from the beginning, because that is what helps you establish the factual basis for getting the workers' comp benefits. If you don't have the right lawyer and you don't put on the right case, ultimately you're going to lose, and you're not going to get the workers' comp benefits that you need to keep food on your table, pay the rent, pay the mortgage, and get access to quality medical care. So we're here to help. We handle these kinds of cases. We're glad to help. You can visit our website, www.rightsofinjuredtruckers.com. We have a book that's free for download, or you can simply call our office and ask the questions that you have. Our number is 312-263-1080. Feel free to call us. There's no obligation to hire us. There are no fees unless you win your case. There are no costs unless you win your case. Hopefully we can answer a lot of questions for you. And if you know somebody who's an owner-operator who's had this kind of an accident, share this video. It's good information and can help them get the benefits and the access to care that they need. Thanks so much for watching.